Hey, I'm not really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, not anymore. When I was a kid, I really loved the Saturday morning cartoon show. I had the action figures and I said cowabunga ad nauseum, and I went to go see those first 2 movies in movie theaters, but I don't know, as a Magic the Gathering set, looking at all these cards as they're revealed, I'm just not feeling it. And I've been wondering for a while now, is it okay if I just skip this set? It isn't just that this next set is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I'll be honest, that is a non-zero part of it. The set is doing the Spider-Man thing again, where there's a million legendary creatures that are not tied together by any plot or any story. It, like Spider-Man before it and Marvel heroes after it, is set in New York City, complete with the real-world references and elements that New York brings. Not to mention the set feels like it's a Commander product that's loosely tied together with a bit of evergreen keywords to fake that it's a passable draft product. It even has just 5 draft archetypes, the opposite 5 from Spider-Man, but stop. I'm not getting into all of that here. I promise you, this is not a video of me complaining about how I don't feel any joy or interest for a Ninja Turtles themed standard set. I did that video about Spider-Man, and this set is essentially the same thing, so if that's the video that you want to watch, go watch that one. This set is the same deal. Heck, it's even the same number of cards and suffers from the same issues, but I'm not talking about that here. I'm talking about whether or not I can skip this set. I don't mean skip it as a creator. It's true I'm going to be doing a lot less content for Ninja Turtles than most other sets because I'm just not feeling it, but I love pre-release, so I want to do a pre-release guide, and I review products, so I want to review that new Commander deck. I'm all about buying singles, so I'm going to tell you, for your Commander decks, the very next video, what are the best Commander singles to pick up, not buying packs, but buying singles for those Commander decks. That's what we do here, and I'm going to do that, but not much more. Nonetheless, when I ask the question, can I just skip this set, I don't mean as a Magic the Gathering YouTuber. I mean as a player, and as not just myself, as you. For flavor reasons, for design reasons, for whatever reasons, can you just skip it? And believe it or not, I don't think the answer is as simple nor as easy as you are all likely shouting at your screens. So if you'll all please just stop yelling for just one moment, I'd like to get into it. And yes, quick reminder that this Friday I'm giving away 5 collector booster boxes of Zendikar Rising on my Whatnot stream. You get a $15 credit when you sign up using my invite code, and maybe, just maybe, you can walk away with a collector booster box filled with fetch lands and other cool Magic cards while we hang out. End ad. But you know, opening that Zendikar Rising collector booster box actually made me think about just how much I love Magic's own worlds and how little to no excitement I have for Ninja Turtles. How I wished we were just going from Lorwyn to, well, honestly, I wish we were going to more Lorwyn, but failing that, right from Lorwyn to Strixhaven. I'm so excited for Strixhaven. I've talked in the past about how difficult it is when a full standard set of universes beyond is not Magic adjacent, not close enough to the type of fantasy setting that makes up the rich and diverse multiverse of Magic the Gathering. If a Magic the Gathering player had never heard of Final Fantasy or Avatar and just found themselves at a table where decks that had Final Fantasy cards in them were being played, while some might seem a little off, a little different from the usual worlds of Magic's multiverse, for the most part, I don't think that too much would be jarring. The same, obviously, is true for Lord of the Rings, and I imagine the upcoming Hobbit set as well. Not so for Spider-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Certainly, superheroes and Spider-Men and mutated turtles are fantastical elements, but they are also fantastical elements that are not in sync with those of Magic's setting. And in the case of Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man, they are rooted deeply in our own world. As we have already seen, Ninja Turtles continues with mundane elements akin to the pigeons and subway cars and taxi drivers of Spider-Man. Heck, it likely features all of those elements in the artwork of many of its cards, right down to the literal slices of pizza that make up the lands, and many other cards to boot. To see these cards at the table, unlike the Final Fantasy and Avatar Magic cards, you could be forgiven for wondering if you were playing a different game entirely. And again, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, though I feel a certain criticism of sets like Ninja Turtles has an inevitability of that, but if you are a Ninja Turtle fan, I genuinely, truly hope you have the best pre-release and draft experiences out there. But I do hope that this also does help illustrate why someone might feel, well, not a lot of joy sparked by this set and from these cards, and might want to just opt out. But can you? While many Magic the Gathering players might be saying, hey prof, Magic releases a lot of stuff these days and you don't have to buy everything. What's the issue here? Don't like it? Don't buy it. Well, I think there are a few issues. The first issue is that when Universes Beyond sets are expanded beyond just being a set of commander decks, such as they did with Warhammer and Doctor Who and Fallout, and instead are developed as full, draftable sets that enter into Standard and thus become legal in every single part of the game, you'll not only be seeing those cards opposite you at the table, but you will need those cards for your decks. What cards will Ninja Turtles bring to formats like Standard and Modern? Maybe I can skip going to pre-release, and I can skip drafting these sets every week. But if I want to play Standard, I need to engage with the set. I need to evaluate which cards from it are good for my decks, which cards I am likely to encounter in the meta, and then, yes, I need to acquire and play with those cards if I want to keep playing Standard. It's a Standard set. Wizards of the Coast, if a player such as myself says, I'm going to skip Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it's not for me, that I'm going to skip Marvel's Spider-Man and superheroes because they are not my jam, then what I am also saying is, I'm checking out of Standard and Modern because those sets and those cards are needed for Standard and, yes, even Modern. So if I don't want to buy and engage with Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, Marvel, Star Trek, Marvel again, and whatever else next year shall bring in terms of Universes Beyond properties, then that means I have to, what? Quit Standard? Be done with Modern? I like Standard. I make jokes about it, yeah, but I started my Magic journey in Standard, like so many of us did, and I keep trying to do what I can to promote it on the channel. And to say to a player, hey, just skip that Standard set, is pretty much like saying to them, hey, just quit Standard. And that's kind of true for Modern, too. And I don't think that's fair to players or healthy for the game. And it is not just Standard and Modern. I was updating my Pauper decks recently, and yeah, one of my favorite decks, Mono White Heroic, needs a playset of Skyward Spider-Man cards in Pauper. Do you know how awful it is that Spider-Man and Ninja Turtle cards are finding homes in Pauper? Pretty awful, because they're never going to rotate out. Barring a ban, these cards are here forever. Even casual Commander players have their limits. As more and more Commander powerhouses are printed in these sets, more and more there is the need to ensure you are playing with, or at the very least considering, cards like, I don't know, the Soul Stone if you are in black. Maybe it's not a must include, but it's very close. As too is Badger Mold Cub, at least if you need ramp. Sephiroth for pretty much every Aristocrats build in those colors. If you're in spells, I don't see why you're not running Vivi. And of course, the One Ring if you're in, well, anything. There is a point where even in Commander, forcing yourself to run the worst version of things because you don't want Pizza Turtles and Ant-Man in your deck means that unless your whole playgroup is downgrading their decks as well, you're not going to have the best time when you sit down to play with people who keep their lists, keep their decks more up to date. There's no amount of refinement to game changers that can solve that. A set of Doctor Who Commander decks is a standalone experience that can easily be opted out of, but 4 Doctor Who standard sets a year simply is not. But this is not just about playing standard and remaining competitive. The very nature of Magic the Gathering and how we engage with it affects our ability to just skip sets as well. Magic the Gathering is not a board game. It's not a thing that you take down off the shelf and dust off occasionally and then put back up there. It's a hobby, and there's a difference between the two. In a hobby such as Magic, you engage with the larger culture of the game. You read articles about it, perhaps you listen to some podcasts or watch YouTube videos. You engage with others regarding strategy, best picks, new cards, and arising issues. Even if you do not play Standard, you maybe tune in to watch it played, to see and experience and thrill in the joy of the highest level of play. I'm gonna say it, Magic the Gathering is a lifestyle. Everything in Magic is interconnected, and it makes up how we engage with it. Skipping 4 sets out of the year might as well mean, again, not being a Magic player anymore. And I just hate that because I want to live in the culture that is Magic. Going to pre-release, going to draft, having a standard deck, watching the Pro Tour, listening to podcasts and jamming games of Commander with friends while I talk about all that has been and all that is coming. But what is coming with Ninja Turtles? Again, the similarities to Spider-Man are shocking. More pizza and New York City sights, a million legendary creatures, and just references to the show and memes. There's no story in the set. Isn't that weird? It's just an action figure lineup, and you don't even get iconic versions of the characters because each character has so many multiple versions within the main set, within the supplemental products, within the Commander deck, within the inevitable secret layers. It's like advertisement, the set. So yes, as I look towards Strixhaven, which itself will be out in just a month or so after Ninja Turtles fully releases, and see the Magic the Gathering style and aesthetic I love, the story which began in Lorwyn continued in Strixhaven, the flavor of picking your school from between Silverquill, Prismari, Witherbloom, Lorehold, and Quandrix. I loved the flavor and the mechanics of these schools so much I did an entire video just about Lorehold. It's one of my favorite videos. I'd love you to go watch it. But yeah, I'm excited to explore the individual legendary characters whose journeys and drama will unfold over the course of these cards. And as I look at all that Strixhaven is about to bring us, I cannot help but ask myself, can I just skip Ninja Turtles and save my money for Strixhaven instead? Save my money so I can go do 2 pre-release events. Save my money so that I can do an extra draft at my local game store of Strixhaven. Or just go back and draft Lorwyn again while there's still time. Save up to buy Strixhaven Commander decks and special versions of the cards that ignite my Planeswalker spark. At the end of the day, yes, Magic is still what we make of it, and you can play formats like pre-modern to define your experience. And I think a lot of players want to do that, just to make Magic a little bit more like Magic again. I don't think Universes Beyond is going away, and I don't even think it should. I really could do an entire video about all the ways Universes Beyond is great for the game. There have been Universes Beyond sets that I love that have added to this game, but that doesn't mean it can't use some focus to make sure the enormous weight of its success does not trample on and crush the delicate things that we love in Magic. Universes Beyond should not be the majority of standard sets released every year. Magic sets should be the majority of standard sets released, and those Universes Beyond standard sets that are released should aim to be Magic adjacent, like Final Fantasy, Lord of the Rings, and yes, Avatar. Save Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and New York and Star Trek for Commander precons and secret layers, or if you want to do a big box draftable set with them, then just keep it at a standard. Enable us to opt out and engage as we see fit. as things are currently set up, as things are currently implemented, we cannot, and we need to, or else it won't just be Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man that Magic players skip. It'll be Magic that Magic players skip. And I don't want that, and I don't think you do either. And yes, reminder that I'm giving away 5 collector booster boxes of Zendikar Rising this Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific, only on Whatnot. Create a new account and get $15 to spend on everything from draft booster bundles to signed cards and playmats, and if nothing else, hang out with me, talk Magic the Gathering, and maybe, just maybe, take home a collector booster box of Zendikar Rising. What's up? It's Summoner's Rift and Play. We're playing Riftbound again, and we've got the returning champion from our last Riftbound episode here today. But who else has joined us?
Well, I'm glad, Prof, you picked from the bottom of the barrel for people for this episode.
Krim, go ahead. Now, this is the greatest card text ever. If I die alone.
All right, you don't know me.
I do, actually. We work together very frequently.
We know this, right? We see this, right? I just want to. I've started a showdown. Does anybody have anything?
Yeah, just.
Oh wow. Okay.
With 0 open rooms.
Yeah. Tell me how you did that.